Carl here again for probably the last video of the day. Um, so one of the words that keeps popping up in my hacked phone is sovereignty. Uh, there's several types of sovereignty. There's political sovereignty, which is someone from a foreign country that lives here who seeks asylum in the United States. They get what's called political sovereignty. Um, there is judicial sovereignty, which is like police officers who are in the middle of a pertinent investigation who break the law, a law that's pertinent with the investigation, which is actually stated in the law that it has to have something to do with the investigation. And then there is what they call government sovereignty, which is where the government cannot be sued because you lost a fingernail while you were crossing the street because a car passed by and a rock came up and hit you in the fingernail. What is not protected by sovereignty law is personal lawsuits for economical losses, which I've already done the research on that and looked at that, and personal lawsuits for bodily harm, meaning if someone who works for the government causes you direct bodily harm outside of their rights of self-defense. Meaning, if you're just walking by and you say nothing to a cop or anything like that, and they just deck you, you can sue the county for that, or the city, whatever branch of government they work for. So it is kind of pertinent to what I'm saying, like with the flying car. So I kind of kept electronic logs of what we were doing or what I was thinking of, and kept paper logs, and did the process of going up and going to the bank and having it notarized by the state and county so that it would be inadmissible in court, which is what you do with documents that you want to somewhat protect. I mean, that's not a patent, but it is proof that you came up with the idea. And if someone does steal that patent, you can take them to court for economical losses. It is still legal to sue somebody for stealing your shit, believe it or not. And it pertains to the same thing with the county, the state, and the federal, or with someone from overseas. If they have American citizenship, they are not above being taken to court unless it is a investigation, but it has to be pertinent to the investigation. It has to be something that has to do with what they're investigating you for. It can't be just something that they think they can make money off of and they want to steal it. And you can go, Carl, we want your 22 all you want, but very obviously that's just not the case. There is a process that they do have to go through. They have to take me to court. I do have to show up in court, or they have to see me as unfit, and it has to be legal-like, and there has to be written mental evaluations that show that I am unfit through written psychological exams. And the only written psychological exam I've ever had showed that I was perfectly healthy, and in fact, a psychologist that the federal government sent me to when they tried to get me on disability had actually said that your condition was a temporary condition and you are of sound mind and body to go back to work. Now, some people are offended by this. I don't care. That is what it is. I have been speaking with an attorney who said he can get me lifted off the no-buy list for guns. I spoke to another attorney who said no, they can't take your 22 just because you're on a no-buy list. And in fact, if anybody does come to take your weapons, call me. Exact words. If anybody comes to take your weapons or put you in jail for having a weapon, call me. So that is their words exactly. Obviously, I'm not an attorney, not a cop or anything like that. I care less if you think of me as I don't know how to describe it, a bad person, because I believe this country has taken a very communist turn, and it has. We watch it every day on television with bailouts, laws that are passed to protect corporate interest. We see it every day. So, me looking at the sky, which right now it's not blue, it's kind of cloudy, but me looking at a clear sky and saying the sky's blue is not a reason to get up in arms and drag out the pitchforks and come barreling after the 22. It's really not. It is what it is. I don't care if anybody doesn't like it. Another thing, as far as economical sabotage goes, there is such a thing as economical sabotage. It is a felony. So literally, intentionally trying to economically harm somebody, economical harm, it is against the law. Especially when it pertains to businesses, which I am registered with the state as a trucking company, I guess technically, legally. I mean, it's just something that people don't like. I guess they don't like that I'm able to retain my weapons or have my weapons because they think I'm a nut job or whatever the case may be. But unfortunately, the cold hard truth is this country has been taking a very communist turn for a long time. Not a long time, years now. And I mean, there are felons that get their gun rights back every day. It's a legal process that is legitimate. So there is a legitimate process to getting your gun rights restored. It is a constitutional right, in which I know constitutional right 1 through 7, they don't matter. They're non-existent. But, unfortunately, you can be offended by my political views if you want. I don't care if you go build you a bicycle with a rotating dildo. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can think whatever the hell you want. That is what it is. See you guys later.